Hi Pisces, welcome back to the Astrology 33 channel. This is your October 2022 tarot reading. Thank you to those of you who liked, viewed, shared, and subscribed to the channel. I appreciate all of that. And for those of you new to the channel, as far as what we have in front of us, the Celtic Cross spread as always. And I also pulled the 4 agreements, Wisdom, Oracle, and Mudra card for you guys. We're actually going to start the reading off by rolling those astrology dice we have in front of us to get an idea of where you folks should be as far as that goes. Alright, so we have Sagittarius, and for you guys, that's your 10th house of career and social status. Nothing really going on there astrologically just yet, but it could be a focus in that area for you guys this month. We have 9th house for you guys is actually Scorpio, and of course, as we get toward the end of October, we're going to be in Scorpio season, and then there's actually going to be a new moon eclipse toward the end of October in Scorpio too. And 9th house in general points to philosophy, higher learning, foreign affairs. And we have Mars. Mars is actually in Gemini. It will be pretty much for the rest of the year. It's going to actually start a retrograde toward the end of October. And for you guys, Gemini energy is your 4th house of home, your roots, lover, family. So yeah, we'll keep those in mind as we go through the main spread. I definitely see some Scorpio energy in your spread. Alright, so in the main situation position, we have the 5 of Cups, and that's Scorpio energy right there, along with the 4 of Cups, which is Cancer energy, and then challenging that, we have the Queen of Cups, which is also Cancer energy. So for a lot of you, I feel like there's an energy of you guys looking back with some regrets around some missed opportunities, right? And possibly due to some inactivity on your part, right? Now, with the Queen of Cups in the challenge position, could just be saying that while you might beat yourself up for those missed opportunities, at the same time, this could just be saying that you might not have been open or ready for those opportunities yet anyway, right? Even if you might have thought that you were, deep down it looks like there was something but perhaps blocking that. For others of you, could just be saying that if you're still looking at situations and looking back with regrets, could just be saying that the key there then would be to actually take that action to open up more this month. All right. And in the foundation position, we have the 8 of Wands. So this is Sagittarius energy here, and we did see that come up for you guys with the dice. So yeah, could just be saying that at least when it comes to your work lives, things might be going well, right? There could be some level of successes that you guys are experiencing there, possibly a lot of growth. And you know how that goes. People talk about that sometimes almost too often, but sometimes when someone goes through a heartbreak, they shift all their focus to another area of life, right? So if you guys have gone through some disappointments around romantic connections, maybe you guys have put a ton of energy into your careers, right? Maybe it's led to some growth for you guys in the process. All right, in the past position, we have the Emperor. So yeah, this is Aries energy here. So yeah, it could just be saying that, you know, through whatever these disappointments were, maybe it actually helped you grow on a more financial sense, in a more career-oriented sense, right? So maybe that was one of those things where your life was just meant for you to be more focused on that area for a time. So even if you do still feel the regret of those missed opportunities, maybe it's just more of a timing thing, right? All right. Present position, we have the Hermit reversed. So this is Virgo energy here. So yeah, for some of you, this could just be saying that maybe you're finally coming out of that introspective energy, right? Where you're like, okay, yes, I feel these disappointments, right? Okay, maybe I did miss some opportunities, right? But maybe you're also seeing the reason why that might have been the case, right? Like I said, maybe it's just a timing thing. So I feel like this is saying that you guys are actually coming out of that introspective phase, and you might be at least getting closer to wanting to be more action-oriented and going after what you want. All right. In the near future position, we have the 3 of Swords. So yeah, some more disappointment energy here, right? Now, this could be something that goes back a bit of a ways too, because for you guys, Libra energy is your 8th house. So sometimes that can just point to old wounds, right? And that might be actually what's leading to the current situation, right? So maybe just in the past, because you've gone through disappointments, that kind of makes you a little bit more reluctant to pursue a new thing, right? Could just be as simple as that. But yeah, for a lot of you, I feel like this is more of processing an older situation versus a new disappointment coming by. But at the same time, if this is pointing to you guys being nudged to take action around the situation, then that could be pointing to, you know, you might feel again like you missed an opportunity. Right, in the position of your influence in the situation, we have the 3 of Wands. So yeah, more Aries energy here, but to me, this shows a bit more of a passive role, right? So maybe this is you guys feeling like you've put a level of work into a situation and now you're waiting to see those rewards come in. We're actually going to have a full moon in Aries in October, and it's actually going to be in the middle 10 degrees of Aries, which this represents here too, this card. So be on the lookout for that energy for sure. Maybe that could help clear some things up for you. I think that's going to be around the 10th of the month, give or take a day or two. The environment position, we have the Magician reversed. So this could be saying a couple different things. On the one hand, it could just be saying that, the Magician in the upright has all the tools at their disposal and they could really shift anything to bend to how they need it to, right? But with this coming up in reverse, could just be saying that you can't necessarily rely on, if we want to look at it in a more literal sense, right, magic, quote unquote, this month, right? I could feel like that's saying that, if you're relying for things to resolve themselves without any physical interaction from your part, it could just be saying that that might not be the case this month, which is interesting because Scorpio before you guys, and then the Cancer reading I did before that too, all seem to point to the water signs being really nudged to be a bit more action oriented this month. So it's not just you guys, but yeah, that's kind of what I'm seeing there with this in reverse. Could just be saying that you can't necessarily rely on things to just work themselves out. You might need to be more proactive in what you're doing this month. For some of you, this could point to possibly someone in your environment as well. And if you're waiting for them, let's say, to resolve the situation, it doesn't necessarily look like they're going to be taking action this month to do so either. All right. In the hopes or fears position, we have the Chariot, Cancer energy, Queen of Wands, Aries energy, and Six of Pentacles, Taurus energy. So I feel like this is saying that you might want more movement, right? But I feel like you would like to be able to approach things from a bit more of a feminine energy, right? So, okay, maybe take some action, but still be receptive to, right? As opposed to, like, this is also an Aries energy, but if we look at them side by side, right, clearly the Emperor versus the Queen of Wands looks like a lot more of a masculine energy, right? So it could just be one of those things where you're hoping for that balance, right? And then speaking of balance, we see the Six of Pentacles there. So yeah, that could be what it is for some of you, where you're fine with putting in some action, right? But you'd also like to see some give and take, which is perfectly reasonable and normal in that regard. But yeah, that could be what you're hoping for, right? Where you're like, okay, maybe I'll put one foot in and put a little bit of effort, but hopefully if I do, it'll be reciprocated, right? And in the outcome position, we have the Two of Pentacles. So yeah, I do have to say, for a lot of you, this looks like it's saying that throughout the month, you still might be a little indecisive around moving forward around the situation. I will say that there's going to be, like I mentioned when we were looking at the dice there will be a new moon eclipse in Scorpio toward the end of the month. So between that full moon in Aries that I mentioned and then that new moon eclipse toward the end of October, especially that one, I feel like that's going to help you see things from a higher perspective and really figure out what your next best step should be around the situation. All right, bottom of the deck, we have the Strength card, and this is actually the Major Arcana card for Leo. And we'll focus for some reason. Let's see what's up with that. There we go. I was going to say you could see she's kind of closing the lion's mouth there. So a lot of times when I see that, I feel like that could be pointing to sometimes just trying to control your ego. Sometimes it could be also just trying to tame your libido a little bit as well. But seeing this here, again, like I said, it feels like you're holding yourselves back for some reason around, like you have these desires of yours, but for whatever reason, there's a bit of a restraint that you're putting on yourselves when it comes to actually pursuing them. And like I said, for some of you, could just be because maybe you haven't healed from a wound in the past. And if you're not ready, you're not ready, right? Nothing you can really do there. But I will say, if you're in a way hoping for more time to heal, it looks like that would be given to you this month because, like I said, it looks like it's saying that the only way for things to really shift this month would be for you to be a bit more action oriented. So if you were just to sit back and try to take more time to heal, it looks like that would go more smoothly if that's what you're really looking for. All right, so moving on to your Four Agreements card, we have Don't Take Anything Personally. Here we go, and it says, See other people as they are. Okay, so let's see what the message says. It says, when you see other people as they are without taking it personally, you can never be hurt by what they say or do. Even if others lie to you, it is okay. They are lying to you because they are afraid you will discover that they are not perfect. So, an interesting message there. I will say, we're early October. Technically, the Mercury retrograde will end, but then there's going to be the post shadow period at the time we're recording this. We're still in the Mercury retrograde, and it's in um, Virgo right now. So it could just be one of those things where it's like, okay, that is your house of relationships, right? So maybe you're going through some difficulties there, and maybe that retrograde's having you reflect on situations. So even if they're already past, you could just be looking back on them and feeling some disappointments there, but hopefully that resonated. All right. Moving on to your Wisdom of the Oracle card, we have Unfinished Symphony. There's the artwork, and the number is 10. All right, so let's see what that says. All right, the essential meaning says unfinished business, an incomplete lesson, lack of closure, the need to make amends. The Oracle's message. This is a time to tie up loose ends as you near the completion of a cycle or project and mastery of a lesson or skill. Before you can move forward, it's important that you come to terms with where you are now. Practice radical acceptance. Take inventory so that emotional and psychological closure can occur and the answers you seek will be found. You can't move forward if you are leaving things unfinished. Reflect on what has passed so that the symphony can finally end on a high note. So yeah, I will say that message definitely seems to resonate fairly well with the reading as a whole. So hopefully that resonated. All right, the relationship message says moving on is difficult when love lingers, things are left unsaid, and you haven't had the opportunity for closure in your relationship and in your heart. You can still feel bound up in relationships when closure is denied you. It's important to achieve this for yourself. Write that letter, make that call, or have that conversation over a cup of coffee. For peace of mind, accept matters as they are, make amends if need be, and declare your feelings, even if only to yourself. Be clear about what was left unresolved, and close the door on the past so you can set yourself free. Only then can new love blossom. So yeah, that definitely seems to fit the storyline that we were talking about, primarily with these cards here, the main situation and the challenge. So hopefully that resonated too. The prosperity message says make sure you complete projects now before starting new ones. Perhaps you have created something special that will increase your sense of abundance and bring you opportunities for wealth. However, if you don't see it through, it won't add up to anything but more clutter. Now is the time to put your nose to the grindstone and complete the tasks that have accumulated. Pay your bills, sign the documents, do your filing, hand in an assignment, complete a work of art. Tie up loose ends now so you can move forward with surety, knowing you're on the prosperous path and feeling refreshed and excited about the future. So yeah, definitely a pretty positive message there as well. Hope that resonated with you. And lastly, we have a mudra for you guys. So this is your mudra here. It's the Ashvaratna mudra. The keyword for it is perspective. And there's the info on it if you want to pause it or take a screenshot to read what it has to say. But under benefits, it says balances earth, water, and fire elements, benefiting digestion, circulation, and overall vitality. Cuts through ego clinging and narrow-mindedness, gives new perspective on your choices in life's path. So if that sounds like a movie read, will be beneficial for you guys, I will put the name in the description video as always. We'll wrap up there, and I'll see you guys next month. All right, bye.